Well, speaking of people being your friend, MJF and Adam Cole are still good friends
Yeah.
because Renee Moxley sat down with MJF, and MJF did a nice little sit down promo about England and Wembley and his witticisms. He's very quick. He's in the opening match and the main event. We know the Ring of Honor tag title on the line, and then the big one. And MJF got kind of serious and sold the show kind of straight. And they watched video of his history with Adam Cole. It was a lengthy sit down. It kind of was. But MJF can carry time. But the bottom line of this thing was he got humble and he said, Adam's made me a better person. He's not just my friend. He's like a brother to me. And he asked the fans to go on this journey with me and be vulnerable too, because he's never had a friend and he doesn't know what it's like to be vulnerable. Fans, go on this journey with me and be vulnerable. He better be gonna turn, because any grown adult man that actually speaks this way and expresses his feelings and says, I can't wait to do it with my best friend, he's got to be goddamn setting Adam Cole up, because if he's not, he's a fucking pussy. Does any grown adult speak this way?
Well, the other problem is if he does, he may become a bigger babyface.
That's probably true. But is he? I mean, obviously he's doing a good job with this, but if Adam Cole can't see through it, then something's wrong with Adam. But if Adam's the one that turns on MJF, then MJF is out there talking about, go on this journey with me and be vulnerable like I am. And I don't like that person anymore because he's a fucking pussy. I don't know what the fuck to think about all these people. The most important thing in Tony Khan's universe, and this may be Freudian if nothing else, is who or who won't be friends with who. And will you be my friend? And if you are not a good friend to me, that's the worst thing that can possibly happen. And every angle revolves around it. I thought you were my friend. Yes, betrayal and revenge and retribution are part of wrestling, but not in the childishness of the grade school level banter and interplay. It's not about Bruno making Zbyszko his protege because he begged to get in the business and treating him like a son and then having him stab him in the back and hit him with a chair. If Bruno didn't say, I thought you were my friend. He said, I misjudged the character of Larry Zbyszko. I thought he was worthy of my teaching. But he's repaid my kindness with treachery. Like a fucking grown adult might. I'm sorry.
I like the look of the promo or the interview.
Where they were sitting there, the set.
Yeah, I mean the colors.
And then they go to the video behind them. That's not a bad idea.
I thought the set looked good. That's all I'm saying.
See, faint praise, but at least you found something.
You know, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm a big MJF fan. The stuff with him and Cole isn't really for my liking. Now, with that said, as you're talking about it, I'm sitting here and trying to think of what is going to happen. And I don't know. Is MJF going to turn? Is Adam going to turn? Is neither of them going to turn and at least do a feud with Roddy, Taven, and Bennett? As much as I think those guys are good, they're going to get into the main event picture with Cole and MJF? I don't know. Again, Kyle O'Reilly's kind of a wild card out there. You never know if he's healthy enough to do something yet. Not that a wrestler's health has ever stopped Tony Khan from using them on a show. But that's the thing. It's one of the more silly things they've done. Unlike the silly stuff with him and Jericho, this silly stuff at least has gotten over with their fans. That's one of the few things you could use to justify it. They've gotten this kangaroo kick over with their fans. They've gotten the hug and they've gotten the double clothesline over with those fans. It's one of the most over things on the show. Maybe, I mean, again, I've said it before. It looks like these two guys are having a good time. For all the stuff we've heard for the last few years, stuff that people know, stuff that people don't know, about the locker room drama and all these problems, maybe this is just like something MJF needs right now. Remember, he was going to work with Punk. That rug got pulled out from under him.
Yeah.
Him and Moxley, based on that was right after everything with Moxley and Punk. Do you think Moxley with Regal trying to get out of his contract were easy to deal with? That probably wasn't easy. The three-way things with Sammy and Jack Perry and Darby, it seems like it was a good idea on paper that maybe didn't execute well, not because of MJF. Maybe this is just his, I'm doing something fun, and it just so happens that it got over more than everything else in the company right now.
It's either the most brilliant angle they've ever done because we can't figure out what in the world is going to happen, or we will find out if they don't really know what's going to happen either, or it's not the right thing, that it was a brilliant angle that led to caca if it doesn't fucking work out.
If MJF turns on Cole, and it's MJF and Roddy and Taven and Bennett help him, again, that would be like the third faction MJF's had, so I'm not saying that's the best thing. But if that's what it is, does Adam Cole, I guess he can come at him and do a fired-up babyface promo the next week, but he's got to do something not to look like a sucker. And that's if they went down that road, because he's looked kind of weak for a while now.
Again, Earl Stanley Gardner wrote all those Perry Mason books, created all those crimes. If we'd have come to find out at the end of one of them that the real murderer was Perry Mason himself, nobody would have been able to figure that out, but it probably wouldn't have made any sense either. So is this one that's going to be a brilliant reveal, or is this one that's going to be, well, that doesn't really make any sense? We don't know.
That's right. It could be Perry Mason in the courtroom, or why is Perry Mason fighting Godzilla?
Who's going to be 70 next year?
That's what I heard.